Hi, Michael. Hi, Rob. Hi, Michael. Hi, Rob. Oh, whoa. I forgot to mute my deal. There we go. I was like, oh, God, who is that? Hi, Jan. Hi, Twinkie. I sent your deal, Twinkie. Rob, did y'all have fun today? Hi, Jenna. Hi, Chris. How are you? Hi, Gyro. Hello, Bigfoot Busters. I know this isn't my normal night, but me and Twinkie traded tonight because she's still not feeling good. So, y'all, please keep her in your prayers. And of course, my neighbors are going to be loud. How are you today, G Paul?
Not too bad.
I'm glad you caught us on too, Chris.
I'm doing
Good
nothing
seeing you.
today. Huh?
Do what?
Do what, where, when?
What? Huh? My new girlfriend is named Amy. Aw, she must be awesome then, Gyro. No, I'm just kidding. You didn't get it on Messenger, Twinkie? Oh, yeah. Because I put it on there, I just didn't click send. Okay, Twinkie, now it is sent. Morgan is very pretty, Rob. She also seems like she's a really sweet lady. Gyro. Thank you, Jan. Everyone had a good Tuesday.
Oh, is that what day it is? I thought it was Friday.
Well, I wish it was Friday. I mean, I'd still be taking Twinkie's place tonight. She's on Friday too. I wish it was Friday. Really, I do. Hi, Dustin. How are you? Though, like any other weeks have been going by so fast, and this week's just going by so slow already.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Rob. There's Twinkie. Talk, Twinkie.
Hey, Twinkie.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. Hi, Shayna. How are you? Love you too. Miss you. So in 3 days is my mom and dad's anniversary. I just realized that when I looked at the date.
Something is not working right with my computer.
It's not.
It's only letting me. You know how you can pull up your live stream on from Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's not letting me pull it up on YouTube.
Hmm.
Thank you.
That's weird.
Because I keep clicking on my featured channels. All you usually have
Yeah,
to do is click on your name, and it's not coming up nothing.
that's crazy. Hi, Krista. Hi, Farm Girl. Love you.
Are we sure it's the computer, not the operator?
Kiss my nose, G-Paw.
Y'all, please keep Farm Girl in your prayers too. She really needs them right now. And we love you, Farm Girl.
Oh, there it went. Finally.
Hello, Huntress of the Unknown. How are you? Goodbye, Gyro. Tell your girlfriend I think she has a pretty name.
Oh, Lord.
His new girlfriend's name is Amy.
I know
Hi,
that's right.
Tex. How are you? Krista, it hasn't been that good of, well, Monday and Tuesday's been pretty yucky, but hopefully it picks up speed. Y'all keep Twinkie in your prayers. I hear my voice again.
I thought I muted it. Hold it. Way to hold it.
I hate hearing myself on video.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I sound like an old hick.
You are an old hick.
Yeah, but I don't want to sound like one.
Well, at least you don't sound like a female. I sound like a male.
I'll be like
my Spider-Man. Living the dream one nightmare at a time. I actually have been having some pretty daggone bad nightmares.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I had to get it situated.
Where are we going next? Chris, we have a couple of abandoned houses that we're going to be going to. And then I'm hoping that our next big exploration will be at an old hospital. But that's going to be probably another month or so. But we do have a couple of places planned to go in the next few weeks. I've still got another video or two to come out from the Hill House that it's going to take a little bit to top that for a while, because that place was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, today's video had Laney going crazy.
Yeah, Laney definitely. Have y'all looked at that? Yes, we have looked at the Baker Hotel. We have drooled over the Baker's Hotel, but we found no way to get in, and there's no trespassing signs everywhere. And I know they used to do tours, but the last time we checked, it was only around the outside of the building. But that place right there is one of the places I really want to get into. And that's why we did the Parker House haunted house, because a lot of the props and stuff that they use for the haunted house are things that came from the Baker's Hotel. So we really wanted to get in there to see if anything came with the furniture, the stuff. So in about a month, I'm going to be exploring a haunted poorhouse with Lakeshore Paranormal. That's awesome, Rob. Hello, James. Hello, the Mitchell family.
Hello, everybody that I missed, which is about everybody.
Twinkie sounds like crud. I wish you'd start feeling better. I'll check into it. There's tunnels under it, too. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, the Baker. Well, there is another house right down from the Baker's Hotel that I want to check out, but it costs a pretty penny to explore there or to investigate there. But I would still love to do it, and it's actually called Hill House too. So,
thank you, buddy.
Yeah, we seen it, Chris. That's where we just stayed. We stayed the night there the other night.
Hey, Randy.
We stayed at the Hill House in Gainesville, which that's one of the ones they stayed at. But did they do the Hill House in Mineral Wells? If they did, I'll have to check that one out because I haven't seen that one. Hi, Randy.
Hello, all.
Okay, Tex. Thank you. Hi, K-Dog. Well, I'm still in bed, not doing anything yet. Oh, that's not good, K-Dog. I hope you feel better. Got a lot of people down right now.
Down for the count.
The Hill House in Gainesville is one I've been waiting to do for a long while, and it was well worth the wait. No, Mineral Wells in Texas. We have a Mineral Wells here too.
But we do have places in West Virginia that we are wanting to check out eventually.
Yeah, there is a bunch up there that we want to do. I bet you can't, Rob. That'll be awesome to see y'all together again.
Oh, and my mom's going to get in touch with the people that live in Hell, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they maybe know some other places too. Because they live in Hell, Michigan, some of my relatives.
Yeah. We're good, Michael. How are you? It's Old Man Winter's April Fool's joke making everyone sick. Yeah. Okay, dog. I hope not. I know that's probably what Twinkie has too. Pneumonia or walking pneumonia.
I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
Yeah. Everybody is sick and afraid to be on camera and laugh that loud. I'm going to get on camera here in just a sec. I just
Twinkie
came
looks
on at the wrong
beautiful
time.
like she always does. You look beautiful.
We've already
all the
went to
time.
the Witch's Tomb, Tex, and that place was awesome too. We have a video. It's called, I can't remember. I had to change the name of it because it got demonetized. So I can't remember what I named it, but there's a picture of Lainey standing in front of it.
Thank you.
You got the eggs, Krista? That's awesome.
What's the matter, Michael?
What's wrong, Michael? Hi, Chills TV. How are you? Good to see you here.
Hey, Chills TV. I can't quit coughing.
I'm going to put myself in a bubble to keep from getting sick.
Get your Lysol
You'd
wipes
never
out.
get sick, would you? I swear me and Buddy's going to throw down whenever we see each other.
That's why I stay at home and don't go out and don't do nothing.
Yeah, true.
I don't get sick that much.
Well, I'm glad you did, Chills. Amy, April, and I are more going to explore Hell, Michigan. If you miss it, Rob, I can't wait to go to Hell, Michigan. That's going to be awesome. Y'all need to wrap it up and get healed up, laugh out loud. I'm not actually sick. Twinkie's sick. That's why I'm on tonight. I'm usually on Wednesday and Saturday, but she's still getting over hers.
I hope getting over it.
I'm going to be chills. Randy, where are you at again, Randy? Because I know you got a few good places up there too. Oh, buddy, you know what you did. Oh, that stinks, Michael.
But it gives you something to look forward to, though.
Yeah, it does. Pennsylvania. Yes, I definitely want to go to Pennsylvania one day.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot up there I want to go to, too. Here we go again, Twinkie.
Oh, it was weird last night, too. She had whispers in her ear.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Gary.
You bring something back with you from the Hill House?
No, we definitely said goodbye and stuff there, so I'm hoping not. No, but this, whatever's been going on in our apartment has been getting, like, worse. So I think, like, this week sometime we're going to do a full-on investigation, and then I'll probably end up cleansing the apartment. You're going to do a highway called Route 491. You said 22. Okay, Tex. Hey, fat boy, how are you?
I heard something a while ago. Sound like somebody's up in my attic.
Is that? I thought Fat Boy was a moderator on here.
He was.
Yeah,
Why
he
is he
was.
not?
Mm.
I guess it's gonna do like.
Hey, Jenna.
There, that's fixed. Fat Boy, because you were already a. It's also known as Route 666. Ooh, that would be cool. There's a place a couple hours south of here that is called Devil's Road, and it has a cemetery, some buildings, and all that. And the road is supposed to be really haunted. We can't wait, Rob.
Rob, I found out I got a cousin too that lives in Michigan. Don't know where.
I hope she does too, Jenna.
I hope so too, and thank you.
I know it's going to take a lot to top the Hill House for me right now because that place was awesome.
Rob, we never got our fried Twinkies. You do not want any Twinkies, buddy.
Oh, see, anybody wonders when we're going to throw down. I told him earlier it's going to be TKO as soon as I see him. Hi, Sherry. How are you? I haven't got a chance to look at the video yet, Sherry, but I will.
Hey, Fat Boy.
I got to say it. Oh, doggy.
Hey,
Oh,
Sherry
dog.
K. Sherry K is in the house.
Chills, I love Omar and James.
Still bad, Sherry. Sorry, Twinkie.
You're fine. Okay, Chris. Love you. See you soon. I'm glad you came in.
Good night, Chris.
Chills, do you get mixed up a lot with the other Chills channel? I noticed several times I'll be in Strange with You and he'll say, not that Chills. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I think all of us are mods on James's channel and Omar's. Buddy, be quiet. Don't these people know I'm live streaming?
Is that your neighbors outside?
It's somebody out there. Betty, she told me never to start nothing, but always finish it.
Exactly.
Oh, my Lord.
And then you always say there's only two things to it. Me hit you and you hit the ground.
That's right. Layla, don't you dare start barking. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Layla.
Come here. Come here. There's April.
Layla.
April's here. Come here.
Layla.
Don't lick me in the mouth.
Layla.
What you doing? Look. Look. There's April.
Layla.
Come back. There's April.
Layla.
April. Come here. She's too busy running outside. Come here. Oh, there's my girl.
Excuse me.
Come on. Come on.
Layla.
Look. Oh, ow, ow, ow.
Layla.
She's like killing my shoulder.
She misses me.
She does. My little brat.
She likes bones.
Don't start none, won't be none.
There you go.
I wish I had the subscribers that the other Chills had. No, really, me too.
And another thing you can tell them, you'll be all over them like ugly on an 8.
Yeah. I like I like the Chills channel. I just don't like his voice. Like the way he does his voice. It like seems like it takes forever to hear anything. But I actually love the channel itself. I went into one live stream I feel bad for because he freaked over my name. Aw. I'm not, but I want to, but the comments fly by too fast for him to see mine. Yeah, their comments do fly by. Gary. No, you can't time out the Twinkies.
You got one on mine too, Gary.
Yeah, Gary, you're one on mine and Twinkies. But you still can't time out a Twinkie.
Nope.
No. Yeah, the way he talks does kind of get
It's
annoying.
like robotic. His words are really long drawn out. Hey, Dad Perfect.
Hi, Dad Perfect. That is creepy, Tex.
I'm sorry, I keep muting it, trying to so you don't catch all of my coughing.
You're fine, Twinkie.
No, you can't time us out, not even once, Gary.
No, Gary, not even once. James is supposed to be coming back to Michigan soon. That'll be awesome, Rob. Chris Starr hit 12K last night. That's awesome. I need to check out more of her videos. I haven't really got. Where was that at in Memphis? If you want to tell, you don't have to tell. He sounds like he's bored with what he's saying. Yeah, he does. Can you tell me this sounds? Yeah, he does talk like that.
You know.
You want to try Gary Time? I don't know. I can't time our little sis out. That's for sure either.
Hey, Anna, I'm crazy.
Chills. Hi, Anna. How are you? I hope you have a good night, Anna. On top mod for Chris and that's cool.
Oh my Lord.
I have no idea how to do anything with it anyway. Just stand there looking pretty in your blue. Just so he can learn to use it. Shayna's going to let you practice. I mean, there's been times, and I know it happened on go to bed, it's school night. There's been one time I was on Rob's, and I remember this one clearly because I kept saying, is he okay? Hi, the Lopez Live. How are you? I kept saying, is he okay? Do what?
I told Shayna that didn't sound right.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, I got it. Text. That's what I was asking where it was at, if you don't mind saying. Okay, fat boy. That little boy needs to go home and go to bed. It's school night. But Rob was talking really, really, really slow. And so I even messaged Kentucky Ranger and I said, is Rob okay? And he was like, yeah. Why? And I said, why is he talking so slow? And he was like, he's not. He's talking normal. Well, then I realized my internet was lagging like big time. And so it was making his stream run really, really, really slow. So Rob would be like, I hope y'all are having a good day. That's all I would hear the whole way through the stream. I felt really stupid after that. We need to take Amy to the. I want to go to the Felt Mansion. Me and Twinkies both looked at that place. That's good, Lopez Live. Glad you're here.
Hello, Lopez Live.
But it's happened to me on several channels. So now if I hear somebody talking really slow, I just checked my internet first. Rob. Yes, Rob, that's what you were doing. I love Jane. James, he's great. And Chelsea, she brings the sassy to his journey. Chelsea is great too. She's fun. They're a very odd couple. Like, not couple. I'm not saying couple, but like they're an odd pair to be best friends. But they like complement each other. James, not Jane. I figured that's who you're talking about.
I think they bring the best out in each other.
Yeah. I mean, he brings some of the seriousness to her channel, and she brings some of the fun, you know. So it makes it kind of fun for all ages, I think. I can't wait to get to meet both of them and no more. Rob has got to meet James and Chelsea. Him and Sherry and went exploring with them. They need to be a couple. Well, if that ever comes to that, I'd be happy for them. But if not, they're still good as friends.
I wonder if Chelsea's going to come to Tennessee.
I hope she does.
We need to talk about that too in a little bit.
Is anyone else buffering?
No.
It's buffering on my screen too.
Not mine.
Good on my side.
Okay.
You're good on mine.
I'm going to refresh because I don't like the way my face is in that. So hopefully, Randy, that's not the face I'm making on yours.
You don't like your face? Come on
if
now.
It is, I apologize. No, because I was going.
We probably did worse.
Yeah, I believe she has a boyfriend.
Screenshot.
Don't you be screenshotting nothing.
Too late. Ooh, got it again.
Yeah, she's got a boyfriend.
Too hot.
Chelsea,
I love you, farm girl, and I hope you feel better. And know you can message me anytime.
Anna, everybody likes you.
I'm sorry, I have to say this. I don't stay here. No one here likes me. So, Anna, we do like you.
We want you to talk more.
Yes, I'd love for you to stay.
Stick around.
You're more than welcome to stay.
It hasn't gotten crazy yet.
Nope, I haven't got a chance to get to know you, Anna, but I really would like to. Now there's a baby crying. Yeah, so you're more than welcome to stay, Anna. We'd love to get to know you. Hello. I'm going to mess your name up, and I know it. So I'm just going to say gaming.
Quad.
How are you?
Quad gaming.
Yeah, I like Tiff too. She's awesome. Chills.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Quad gaming.
Quad?
QU is quad.
Quad gaming.
Welcome back, fat boy.
KQ. Yes, welcome back, fat boy. You can't be shy around us. Yeah, Anna is awesome, and I'd love to get to know her.
Yes. That's why we always try to get her to stay on and talk.
Yeah.
On both of our channels.
You're awesome, Tex. Did everyone get to check out the last two videos that we did? Oh, it's Anna's birthday.
Happy birthday, Anna.
Happy birthday, Anna. Everybody put some birthday emojis up for Anna. Hopefully she's still here. Man, I still got to pack. Where are you going? If you'd like to say.
Hey, Jody.
Hello, Jody. I'm still trying to get mine edited. I still have so much to go through, James. It's unreal. I filmed so much there, which I'm glad because we caught a lot of stuff. But it's just so weird because we got the name Tim, and then in the poker room where we were playing poker, we found a piece of paper, or Lainey found a piece of paper crumpled up in a drawer, and it was scores. So I guess they had played, a game or something in there. And then on the side of it, it said EVP of the name Tim. And so that was cool to see that somebody else had got the name Tim there as well.
Yeah, I think she left also.
Yeah, that's okay, Rob. If she comes back in, she'll see it. But Sherry, please let her know if you get a chance that we would love for her to come in here and visit with us, and we'd love to get to know her. I've only seen her a couple of times on Twinkies, and she's come in here a couple of times, but she usually just comes in and says hello and then leaves. But we would love for her to stay. That's part of the problem, going through everything, then trying to decide how to put it all together. And I haven't even touched the voice. Yeah, I haven't touched my voice. And my voice recorder quit like within 5 minutes. So thank y'all very much. It was taken outside of a hotel off of Beale Street. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, Sherry. That's all right, Gary. The last one that I just posted this evening or this afternoon, whenever I posted it, sometime earlier, that is actually we used the laser grid, and we had it pointed towards one of the bathrooms. And the stuff that we were seeing with our own eyes, like I wasn't even recording because I was so mesmerized by what we were seeing. And then I realized, I need to record this. So I think I recorded the last 5 minutes of what was happening, and it was just amazing. When Twinkie comes back down here, I'm going to have to take her to there. And George wants to go now too, so. But I would definitely go back there. That place is awesome. It's well worth the money. I was on a ghost tour and captured it. That's awesome. I hope you do, Rob, because it actually works really good. It probably won't be till closer to the end of the week or the weekend that I post the night vision deal. Me and Lainey turned out all the lights in the house, and we just used the night vision camera at 3:30 a.m. We used the night vision camera to walk through the entire house, and that's all the light we had. Was just the little screen from the night vision camera, and that's how we walked through the house, up the stairs. Everything is using that screen. And let me tell you, that was creepy. Especially going through that bathroom again where we had already seen all that stuff happen. Yeah. The preview looked cool. Yeah, that was definitely like the craziest stuff I'd seen. An old hotel during a ghost tour off of Beale Street. Why does Beale Street sound so familiar? Are you okay, Twinkie?
Yeah, I'm okay. I was just coughing my head off. I didn't want to.
Okay, I figured you were. I didn't want to. Did y'all get quite a few videos done today, Rob? Okay, I'll show it. Let's see if I can. Let me turn my. Lainey always says, turn your brightness down when you show a picture. Let me turn it sideways and see if that'll make it better. So I don't want to show his number or nothing. I don't know if you can see it good or not, but I can definitely see like a face right in here. But I also see what looks like a face right down there.
I see what looks like a face, and right next to it in the same doorway, looks like a big black standing there.
Yeah. It definitely was a good catch, that's for sure. Oh. That's weird. I said it was a good catch, that's for sure. And somebody commented, awesome catch. But yeah, that was definitely a good picture. Gotta go feed baby Serena. Aw. Give her some goat sugars.
China.
We love you. Player. Hello, Miss Player. How are you? Bill Street is in New Orleans. And I need to check the comment that Sherry left on there too, because she left one saying that she had seen what looked like a little boy in the floor. And see, Lainey said she saw a little boy or girl laying in the floor, and she kept telling them to get up off the floor. And anytime Lainey would tell them, like, they would like do it. It was weird. No kicking. Miss you, Player.
Oh Lord.
I can't wait to see what else we got. And I did figure out there's one part where I said something flew in front of my camera and it was short. I took that part out of the video because, for one, it was upside down. People thought I was doing that as an April Fool's joke. And it wasn't. I must have hit something before I exported the video because I watched it. Your front picture of your vlog. Okay, Sherry. I'll definitely check it out.
And then the shadow right at the beginning when you were starting the video.
Yeah, that one. And even James said, if he would have got up from the couch and went the other way, it wouldn't have done like that. And that was just crazy. And me and Twinkie did look back, and no offense to James, Cody, or me or Lainey, but that was a smaller person shadow. So it didn't have my fluff behind it. So the little kid laying on the floor by the tub. Your front picture of your vlog. Okay, I will go look at it. And that bathroom right there was just so creepy anyway. I broke my neck trying to watch that party. I'm sorry, Gary. You could go back and watch it now because it's not in there.
I did the same thing, Gary.
I just watched it upside down. It didn't bother me none.
But I heard a growl.
I heard a couple of growls in there, just, and then we listened back on one part of it or something while we were still there, and we heard a couple of growls.
Well, I said it was either a growl or James farted.
Mm-hmm. I've always been like, hold on, let me answer text back.
I thought it was hilarious when you came down and couldn't find Cody, and he was sitting in the other room.
I know. That was funny.
Scared the snot out of you.
What?
When you came downstairs, Cody wasn't sitting on the couch, and you looked around, and he was sitting in another room.
Oh my God, that scared the crap out of me. That goes to show, there goes Buddy again. Buddy, I'm adding him up. I'm not George. I don't fart on camera.
George, that was so cute. His video was like, oops, I farted. Oh, I got to stop.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, James. And see, whenever I come straight in after seeing it, and James was in the bathroom, so he wasn't even by the window right then. Amy asked, "Oh Lord, you did not, Rob." I don't know. It's Rob. You might have. Tried to turn my iPad over, but it automatically puts it right side up.
Oh God.
I did. I fought with it for a while, and then I decided, no, I'm just going to take it out. The only reason why I kept it on there is because I thought something had went in front of my camera. But going back and watching some of the other videos, I realized it was when Lainey took a flash picture, it made my camera do this whole boop, boop, boop thing. So I just went ahead and took it out. So if y'all want to all go back and rewatch it, not for the views or nothing, but if you want to go back and rewatch it.
Amy, I stood on my damn head to watch that part of the video. Man was sure hard eating cookies. Rob!
Oh my Lord. Hi, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Do you have your deal fixed, Tim? To where you want to come up? Let's see. Okay. Okay, Tex, I sent you the link. We're gonna invite Tex up. If he wants to come up tonight. Not yet, but I can come up. Amy was, oh my Lord, Betty.
Yeah, she loves spiders.
You full of bull, Betty.
G Paul, that's fighting word.
What'd he say?
He said you like spiders.
Oh, no.
I said them's fighting words.
Them is fighting words.
Amy loves spiders, and April loves chicken patties.
Oh, no. Hi, Joe. There's Tex. Hello, Tex.
Hello, Tex.
Howdy, howdy.
How are you doing tonight?
Oh, if I was doing any better, it wouldn't be legal.
Oh, well, that's good.
Okay, my camera's kind of screwed up, but
Yeah.
can you hear me?
It sounds better.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. These lines will go away eventually.
You're fine.
So we still know what you look like, Tim.
Yeah, I know. It's scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks, G-Paw. Appreciate it.
Don't make Twinkie laugh because she's still sick.
Yeah, well, even when she's healthy, we know that.
Like,
Yeah, I know. Anytime, April.
oh, Lord Jesus.
I like Twinkies.
Oh, my Lord.
Anyways, how you doing, April?
I'm still sick, but thank you for asking.
Not good. Like
That's
to
why
see
Twinkie and me switched, because I just couldn't do it tonight.
you all healthy.
Tomorrow.
Got some new frames. Check them out. Yeah, I don't know if you can
Those
tell,
look
but
good.
they're blue.
They look
They look
black.
good.
I know they look black over the camera, but they're blue.
Yeah, they look good. Gary, yeah, there's going to be one or two more.
Hi, Joe.
So, Tex, you want to tell everybody about your channel?
What the heck is that?
Oh, well, yeah, I'll take a shameless plug. Why not?
Go right ahead.
Yeah, go and check us out. It's the BDRP. That's the Bigfoot Dogman Research Project. That's me and DDoS and Tater Plays and a couple others over there. But we don't keep it just Bigfoot and Dogman. We kind of go all over the place, but that's our main focus.
And
I
I've
subbed
actually really
to
enjoyed
you.
it.
BDRP, I subbed to you the other day.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I think we did a
Yeah,
small raid the other day.
Yeah, I subbed the BDR, and then I subbed the text, too.
Yes.
Well,
I
thank you.
You're welcome.
I said, we're going to go and we're going to do a raid to BDRP, and then I went over there and I looked, and there was like 198 people there, and I was like, yeah. There's like 16 of us, I think.
Gary, don't blame that on me.
Hello, Roxanne.
Did you see what Gary
Well,
wrote?
the plan is hopefully soon we can all get everything synchronized and all have y'all on. So
Well, we would love that.
but,
We definitely enjoy your channel. I've always loved stuff, you know, the Bigfoot, Dogman, all that kind of stuff. And when we went to the Brown Springs, we had found out like right before we went that there had been sightings and stuff there. So I really didn't look into it much until after we had come back from there.
right.
And I really wish I would have researched it more before we went. But I only lived like 30 minutes from there.
Nice.
So I definitely want to go back. But I would love to go back whenever all of y'all go, because y'all apparently know everything there is to know about there. I know you wanted to go back.
I was up there. I don't know if y'all heard the last show. I was up there last weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I went up there by myself.
So you were only about 15 minutes away from us that day because we were in Gainesville.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I stopped in Gainesville and ate at the DQ on the way up there.
Yeah. So you weren't far from us that day.
Well, next time I'm headed up there, I will. I was going to try to go up this weekend again, but it's supposed to storm all freaking weekend.
Right.
But next time I'll make a trip up there to, I'll give you a shout. Maybe we can get together and go poke around a little bit.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I was up there. Went up there to spend the night, but I got back home. I ended up leaving about midnight or so because what I thought was a couple of pigs, because I usually don't go armed, you know, and but I don't want to mix it up with a couple of pigs either while I'm down there. So
right.
But what I thought was a couple of pigs had gotten within about 10 feet of me, and but after talking to some people, I'm not sure they were pigs.
Right. See, we heard all kinds of weird sounds there that made no sense to us at the time, but afterwards it kind of did after we looked into it a little more.
Yeah, I was hearing owls during the daytime up there when I was up there, and that's just not quite normal.
Right.
But I saw a weird red light when I was down there by myself too. It was strange.
Oh.
It was just like, it was almost like a little pin light, and right. It was blinking. And I thought, well, and I'm looking through a tree line, and you know, when y'all know when it gets dark up there, it is dark.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there. I'm running a cold camp. I don't have any lights going, and sitting there, and I thought it was I was seeing a plane in the distance through the tree line.
Mm-hmm.
And I kicked on my flashlight. But what was weird is where that light was in front of a tree that was about 10 feet in front of me.
Oh, wow.
And it was weird. It was just a little blinking light. It lasted for, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds. And then when I kicked on my light, of course, it went away. But
wow,
it was strange. You know.
I've seen red lights in the woods, but they're much larger than that.
Yeah, you know, and that's, you know, you hear of, you know, orbs and stuff, people seeing orbs, and there's a lot of that stuff out there that
right.
we caught on camera and stuff. But this was different than anything I've seen.
What I've seen is about the size of a car.
Oh, wow.
Zigzagging amongst the trees and then coming out and popping out over our road across from our farm. And you can see the orb hanging in the air.
Yeah,
Then
that's
all
not
of a sudden-
spooky at all.
Then it just takes off. It's gone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. Whole family saw it on a night of Thanksgiving in 2009.
Wow.
Wow. Good night, Randy.
It was crazy.
Good night, Randy.
Do y'all, when y'all go out there, do y'all go enter in at the deal where you have to go up the 2 hills by the cemetery, or do y'all go in a different spot?
Well, we have several different areas that we research in. One of my favorite areas, well, I said my favorite area is the cemetery.
Yeah.
And I'll just walk up there, because where you can tell her, people have 4-wheel drives and they go up there. That's usually where I go up there.
Now, I love that spot too, but I had to completely turn my camera off and wait about 10 minutes after I got to the top of them hills before I could start recording again.
So you could breathe.
I told Lainey, I said, don't you dare record me until after my breath comes back.
I ran audio going of me walking about halfway up. And I didn't realize until I listened to it afterwards. I was like,
yeah, exactly.
Why does it seem like Bigfoot have an attraction to cemeteries?
There's a lot of theories out there. My personal one is that as a general rule, people tend to stay away from cemeteries, old, cemeteries, unless they're nuts like us.
Yes.
Right.
And I think that has something to do with it because it's just a place where they maybe recognize that people don't frequent as often,
especially at nighttime.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because a good friend of mine saw footprints leading out of a cemetery near where I live.
Yeah, we get that a lot, quite a bit, really. That they're seen around, cemeteries, and it's not.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
But that's the only thing, and I've heard other theories too. But
okay,
if they have something to do with
please.
It's the dead that attract, that atmosphere or whatever, and which
I'll have to thank Amy for scratching my back.
Is kind of odd because what we're seeing
Good night.
in Brown Springs is
disregard that.
When we're doing Bigfoot research is we're catching a lot of other things too.
Right.
And, along the paranormal lines. I personally don't hold to the whole woo. I don't know if y'all have heard of the woo aspect of the Bigfoot community, but where they cloak and they, live in trees and jump in and out of portholes and stuff like that. What I've experienced, and I can only speak for that, are flesh and blood creatures. But there seems to be a lot of other paranormal activity where we tend to have activity. And I don't know if it's the Bigfoot that are attracted to that type of energy or vice versa.
Right.
So and we don't know enough about them to say one way or the other. So
I've always thought that Bigfoot is, as of yet, not proven, but existing upright bipedal ape in North America.
Well, seeing is believing, and I've had encounters. I've had one full on daylight sighting, and then I've had other encounters. Yeah. I saw it. I was right there where I was camping this last weekend, in fact, and I was looking through that same tree line, and there's a wheat field on the other side of this tree line. And it popped up out of the wheat field Me and Dee were down there, and we just drove up. We were getting our cameras and our gear out of the pickup, getting ready to walk down into the bottoms, and I'm just kind of looking around. It was my first time there, and I'm just kind of looking around, and this thing jumps up out of the wheat field and turns around and it takes off and runs into the tree line and down the bottoms.
Wow!
And so when he jumped up out of the wheat field, the wheat was hitting him about hip to waist high.
Wow.
And the wheat was about 3.5 to 4 feet tall at that point. So
he had to have been 9 foot.
Yeah, he was probably a good 8, 9 feet.
Wow. Twinkie, did you want to ask something?
Now, Twinkie, is that the same cemetery that you were going to take me to when I came to Texas, but it was raining?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Well, yeah, that was the one that we were going to go to in Thackerville, but
where Dora is?
Maybe to Spanish Fort too.
Where Dora is? Where's Dora at? Which one is she at?
That's at Spanish Fort.
Okay.
Yeah, but this other one I wanted to take you to too.
Yeah, but it was raining.
But I did notice, and at the time I really didn't think anything of it. Like I said, I really didn't know a whole lot about the area until after we went. I knew about the cemetery and, you know, some of the stuff that had happened there. But I did notice where the spring or where the water was on the right side before you go up to the cemetery. You know, they have that real tall grass and all that all around it. And I did notice that there was a lot of grass that was just laid over.
Right.
And, you know, I guess that could be like where
deer
lay or, you know. But then I did also notice too that there was a lot of animal bones out there.
Right. Yeah, they you know, when you get up to the top of the top of the hill and you're right there at the cemetery entrance is what I call it. There's that grave marker that's right behind that tree, that newest one.
Yes.
That tree, and I'll have to, y'all, when I went up there, my first solo trip up there by myself at night, I walked up there, and that tree used to be alive and everything, and, you know, standing there. And when I got up there that night, it had been broken off about 10 feet up and laid over the entrance to the cemetery.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm standing there, and I got my flashlight, and all I had was my flashlight and my phone. I was just doing audio, and I was so ill prepared when I went up there. It was kind of a, hey, I'm going to do this type thing, you know, and I didn't take nothing with me. I had a flashlight, a little pin light, LED light, a pocket knife, and my phone, and that's all I had with me.
Wow.
And so I'm shining my flashlight around, just kind of looking around, and I had gotten growled at on the way up to the cemetery, and on the left, and I had gotten a couple of whoops over on the right side of the trail on the way up, and I'd been hearing footfalls a lot, and this was my second time to go up there that night. The first time, I didn't even hardly get up the trail, and I didn't feel comfortable at all. There was footfalls all around me. I mean, it was insane. So I backed out. I'm like, oh, you know, this is kind of, you know, it's overwhelming. And so I backed out, got mad at myself for chickening out. So I went back up there, but went up there and got up there to the entrance, and I'm looking at the tree, break my flashlight out, kind of looking around the area, and I catch eye shine over to my left.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't very far off the ground, but that doesn't really say much of anything because, you know, these things will get on, you know, they'll be belly crawling on all fours and everything else. And it's about, I don't know, a couple of feet off the ground. But the strange thing about it was they were about as big around as silver dollars, and they were about 8 to 10 inches apart.
Oh
my Lord!
Had to be a big one.
Yeah. So, and this thing's playing peekaboo with me behind a tree, and you know how you're looking in the dark, just on the edge of your flashlight light, and if something's like, it looks darker than the dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can just see barely you can see it moving. Well, I could see it moving, but I could only see it like it was turning its head, and one eye would disappear, and then both of them would reappear, and then one, like it was kind of like the light was bothering its eyes, you know. And it did that. I'm sorry, do what?
Are they normally known to like go in packs?
We believe that they do travel and hunt in family groups, from all the evidence that we've been able to find and see, because we've caught actual video of juveniles being in a nest, and we'll see, like, normally they'll have sentinels because they know you're there before you even almost decide that you're going. I mean, you're not. That's what cracks me up. One thing that cracks me up about some of these people that go out, they go out and they go out camoed like they're hunting something, and it's like, you might as well wear bright pink and neon green. It ain't gonna matter because these things know you're coming.
Right.
And I think they screw up every once in a while, and that's where a lot of the sightings come from. But most of the time, these things, you're not going to see them unless they want you to see them. And sometimes I think they do, because sometimes they make themselves known. And but yeah, we've gotten rocks thrown at us up there in the cemetery. The third time that night, I went up there 3 times that night, and the third time was it was me, a partner of ours named David from Austin, and then he had a buddy of his from he was from Denmark, and we all 4 went up there. And are y'all familiar with the theory of infrasound that they use?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, there's predators out there like tigers and other stuff like that use what they call infrasound, and it's a tone that's so low that we can't hear it.
Right.
But certain frequencies have certain effects on the body, and like a tiger will almost stun its prey with this sound. And we think these things have the same capability, because there's a lot of reports of it'll be an active area and 1 or 2 people at the same time will just get almost deathly ill. And just all of a sudden they'll be feeling great. And that happened to me the 3rd trip we made up there that night. We were walking, we had went through the cemetery, and we were walking kind of down the hill and around, and we found a bedding area. We found some what we think is some old what the Indians used to use as markers, which were, they would take a tree limb and tie it up where it would grow at a right angle, and just, so you could tell, so it wasn't natural, and they would use those as trail markers. Well, what we're seeing is this type of thing in active areas. So we think these are either they taught this to the Indians, or the Indians taught this to them. And my theory is these things have been around for thousands and thousands of years. And I mean, the Indians had to live side by side with these creatures. And if they're half as intelligent as we give them credit for, they're going to pick stuff up from us humans.
They're thought to have their own language.
And yeah, and that's the samurai chatter that everybody talks about.
Right.
Is we think that's them talking. They're real good at mimicking wild animals, but they have a hard time doing owls. You know, like just your regular hoot owl that we have a lot down here in this area. It almost, at the end of the call, it almost has a purr to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And what we've noticed is these things, they do it a lot loud. They can't mimic an owl real good, but they still use it for some reason. And it's cut off like a whoop instead of a whoo, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a lot louder than your normal owl. But anyway, getting back to we were walking around back in there, and we found what we thought was a bedding area. I don't see how it could even be anything but, because what it was beside a cedar tree, which cedar is a natural scent killer. It's a natural bug repellent type thing for a lot of bugs. But this cedar tree had the limbs off of one side, stripped off of it, and laid down in like a, you know, like would be comfortable to lay down on at the bottom of it. And they weren't sawed off; they were stripped off.
Wow.
And you know, so, and we were milling around this area and everything, and I was in the lead. I'm that's a bad habit of mine. I kind of jump out front and bushwhack, but I don't, man, something hit me, and I mean, it was just I broke out in a cold sweat. I got nauseated. I felt like I was going to pass out. All the color drained. D turned around. I let everybody go past me, and I'm kind of leaning against a tree, and I'm like, I'm trying to catch my breath, because these guys traveled a long way. I didn't want to bail on them, and you know, make their trip worthless, you know. And so I'm trying to catch my breath, and you know, kind of push through it. D turns around and looks at me. He goes, "Good grief, what's wrong with you, Tex?" He said, I was white as a ghost. Like I said, I broke out in a cold sweat. I said, man, I feel like I'm fixing to pass out. And it wasn't 5 minutes later, I felt better than I did before.
Right.
So we theorized that I got zapped because I'd been up there so much they got pissed. Something got pissed off at me, and I got zapped with infrasound. But
that's why we've always said that, like me and Amy or something, whenever we get together or whatever, investigate, we always have somebody there with us, because it's never safe to be by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of us are stupid enough to do that.
We've been stupid enough to do that.
Or nothing like that, but it's never safe.
You're right. It is not a good idea, and I don't advise it. And I ought to take my own advice, but I don't advise anybody to go out and, you know, do what, you know, I do, what y'all do, or anything by yourselves.
Right.
It's like you said, it's just not safe. And
although what I do, if I go out and look for UFOs, I'm not worried too much about being abducted. To be honest with you.
I'm glad you brought that subject up, because I wanted to bounce this off of y'all. We had, me and D, I guess it's been almost 2 years ago now. We had went down to what we call our first research area down there. We went up in the cemetery, and then we went across and down the road, went down to the bottoms. And when we pulled up, I looked at the clock, it was 9:30 in the morning. And we went roaming around down in the bottoms. And we said, man, getting hungry. Let's head back and grab some lunch. And we had planned to get back up there in time, because he had to go pick up the kids from the bus stop and all this kind of stuff. So we wasn't planning on staying down there too long, you know. And we got, man, I'm hungry. Let's go ahead and head back, grab some lunch, then we'll go get the kids and stuff. So we make it back to the truck, and it was 4:30 in the afternoon.
Wow, missing time.
Yeah, and we have racked our brains. We've only talked about it once privately between us. Every other time we've ever talked about it, it's been brought up on air, and we kind of talk about it. We actually did a show dedicated to it the other night. It's the first time we've ever actually hashed it out. But
yeah, it sounds like missing time. What you need to do and I'm just referring this to you, is look into regression hypnosis.
Oh, okay.
Because they can find out what you're not remembering.
That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that.
I don't know if I'd want to know.
Well, and that's part of it too. We you know, I mean, we're both real hesitant because, I mean, we don't, and we've racked our brain, like I said, you know, and tried to remember if we remember something odd happening. And what was really strange is Dee was filming the whole time. And you know how when you're filming with your camera, it goes, you know, it films in sequence 01, 02, 03, 04.
Right.
When we went back through the footage on the card, it was all scrambled.
Wow.
All the videos were scrambled and out of sequence. And there was footage of and me and Dee never got we never got with probably 20 feet apart, you know, and there was footage of the camera, whoever or whatever had the camera at this point, we don't know, swinging around 360 degrees, and I was nowhere in sight.
Oh, wow.
And it looks like whoever or whatever has the camera is sprinting through the trees at a dead run.
Wow.
That never happened to our recollection.
Wow.
I mean, so we're at a loss. I mean, that's, you know, it's just crazy.
I don't know. All I can suggest is look into regression hypnosis. You don't necessarily have to do it, but look into it.
Right.
Because it may assist. I have another thought. How you're suggesting that Bigfoot and the paranormal have a connection. There is actually a lot of suggestive evidence that there is a connection between missing time and Bigfoot. Kind of like those people that go missing in the national parks.
Yeah, the 411 stuff.
Right. Some of them have shown up later in places where they've already searched.
Exactly.
And they think they've only been gone like an hour, and they've been gone 2 days.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. So look into that. It's just a theory.
That's a good thought. I will look into that. My problem will be trusting somebody enough to try it on me.
Right.
Well, you need to get a qualified person.
Yeah, no doubt.
When y'all are up there, like and I'm wondering also if that happened to Lainey. You know, you saying that you felt like you couldn't breathe, like you were gonna get sick.
Right.
Lainey kind of had like a little panic attack, which I thought at the time was a panic attack.
Right.
Which it very well could have been what you were saying, but all this happened right after we kept hearing what sounded like puppy whimpers. Like it sounded like there was puppies all around us.
Yep. What it sounds like
in the video that we hear like puppies everywhere.
What probably happened, and it's just you know, I can't say for sure, but what it sounds like is y'all got that maybe at that point in time they had the kids out playing.
Yeah.
And that, you know, maybe y'all got a little too close for comfort, you know, and they were just trying to spook you away.
Right.
You know. So
I know that was a very weird feeling hearing that, because we didn't see anything that even remotely looked like a puppy. And then we kept thinking, well, what if it's coyote puppies, or, you know, what if it's, but yeah, but we didn't ever hear any. Well, we did hear coyotes in the like far off distance, but it just felt weird that there was, and we even looked to see if we could find anybody, which I'm glad we didn't look too hard.
Yeah, you know, and the thing about it is, what's weird is what we've been seeing is sometimes they will travel with a pack of coyotes, almost like use them for it's like they'll let the coyotes track something down,
Right.
and then they'll run them off and scavenge the kill.
Wow.
Or we've also they've been, from reports and stuff that we've heard, not we theorize what's happening is, but they've been known to kill coyotes too and eat them. So,
Right.
but there've also been reports of them, keeping them almost as pets. So it's possible it could have been a bunch of pups.
Wow. That's crazy now that I think back on all that.
Yeah, it's that cemetery is, it has been a very active area. What was weird is this last weekend when I went up there, and I went up to the cemetery by myself during the day. The feeling was completely different than it has ever been up there. It was almost overwhelmingly nothingness.
Right.
But it wasn't like it wasn't. I have a hard time explaining this feeling, because when I say it like that, it sounds like, oh, it's a foreboding feeling, and it wasn't. It was like there was nothing there.
Right.
It was absolutely like you were walking into a store, or something. It was just, and it's never felt, I guess, that normal. I guess you could say, when I went up there.
Yeah, we've actually had that happen to us at some places that we knew were very active over and over again, and then we go and we feel nothing. Like There's nothing there no more.
Yeah, because that cemetery, you could definitely feel the change in the energy.
Yeah.
But this last time, and I was really, really disappointed, because I love that place up there. I really do. Yeah. And most people, when they get up there, they're kind of spooked. I think the reputation and it being a cemetery has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
But with me, I feel more at peace there than I do just about anywhere.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that.
Cemetery is really peaceful.
Yeah. I don't have to worry about waking anybody up.
That's true.
People are dying to get in.
Yeah. Yeah. I went around. I've got some footage that we're going to put up on the channel, but we haven't gotten through breaking it down yet, because there's about 3 hours of it. And but I went through the cemetery, and I went to every grave marker and tried to read it, and because I haven't seen anybody do that, and I wanted to kind of
document it.
Yeah, get it up there and get it out there, and maybe, I don't know, some member of this family will see it,
right, and
go up there and maybe spruce it up a little bit, like that one family did for that one that's got the newer headstone.
Yeah,
but that's the youngest death date in that cemetery is 1924.
Right. Yeah, they are very old, and most of them are broken. And
yep.
I mean, that's what me and Lainey, you could tell that the family doesn't, the families aren't there taking care of them.
No, not at all. Which
most of the families for these people are probably, either long gone or,
right,
because they are very old.
Yeah. And you know what's strange? If you look, I think there's maybe one or two, aside from about one or two of them, all of them are within 20 to 24 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of strange.
Yeah.
what happened? You know?
Yeah.
And
It
a
does
lot
make
of them died.
because they really are. I mean,
A
we
lot
went
of
to
them died in
cemeteries that
December.
had, like, all kids under the age of 5. There would be like 40 or 50 of just kids that were under the age of 5 years old.
Yeah, that bothers me more than anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what happened in that area, and a lot of them seem to have died in December for some reason.
The winter months, maybe.
Yeah, I guess. But they're not that harsh down here.
No, they're really not.
You know?
Unless you ask me, and then they are. But no, not for normal people. They're not.
Yeah.
Unless there was some big epidemic that didn't
Right.
Yeah, could have been. But I was hoping that, looking at the gravestones, maybe I could find some evidence, because some people will put the cause of death on a tombstone.
Right.
But I didn't see anything like that. It was just beloved this, love that and everything. But, or just born and died, but
yeah,
it was, I guess I need to, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I could find some more information about that cemetery. Maybe we can find out who's dead, who all's up there. I don't know if there'd be any record. There got to be records of it somewhere.
There should be somewhere. Some of this stuff is so hard to find anymore. It's unreal.
Oh, I know.
Now, is Brown Springs like one of the main places y'all go, or is like what is the best place that you found where you've gotten the most evidence?
Oh, Brown Springs, hands down. Springs. Yeah, hands down. Now there's an area that, and it's not just Brown Springs. There's an area across the river on the Texas side that Dee named the Texas Hunting Grounds, and because what he's noticed over there is a lot of the bigger ones are over there, and we assume they're all, the males, the big males. But we did capture an image right there at the entrance. Dee was driving by. It was spring or summer, or late spring, early summer. Everything was freaking grown up and green.
Right.
And I was harping on him, hey, we need to go to the cemetery. We need to go to the cemetery. So he was driving down the road and just took a picture of where you pull into the cemetery off the road, that where the spring is and everything. And he was just going to show me how grown up it was, and sent me that picture. And I said, well, that's fine and dandy. I said, what about that big boy standing back here by that tree? And he goes, what? I said, take a look at that picture. Beside this tree, it's actually, you got the two trails that lead up to the cemetery.
Yeah.
It's the tree, the big tree that's right between them at the trailhead, right as you pull in.
Mm-hmm.
And standing under this thing is this huge, I can't tell you how huge squatch under this tree. And he's back in the shadows, but you can make out his outline, and he's darker than anything else around. And if you doubled the size of Andre the Giant with him and his big fro, that's what it looked like.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I would not want to run into that one.
This thing, and we went out when I saw this, and Dee saw it, and after that and everything, we got talking amongst ourselves. We did go back out. When we went back out there, we took size comparison pictures, and one of our investigators is in the picture, and he's 6'1" to 6'2", and he's got a walking stick that he's holding up, and just about where this thing's chin was about where the top of the walking stick is hitting.
Wow.
So I would say conservative, this thing was 12 feet.
Wow.
And until I saw that picture, and it's not like somebody showed me this picture, look at this. I found that in the picture. So this hit me even harder because up until that point, I thought, people saying these things were, 10, 12, 13 feet tall were, it was like a fish story. You know what I'm saying? And then
you come running up on something like that, you're going to be wanting to do a sass squat.
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
All over yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be smothered in shite. But
That's what I said.
Yeah. But it didn't hit me till I saw that picture and we went out and did the comparison photos. And you have that well, I'll be nice and call it an aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's when I realized that these people that see these things that say they're that big, maybe they're not too far off.
Right.
Because until that point, I thought, okay, I can see 7.5 feet tall, and it looking bigger than it actually is, and they're intimidating, and but no, this thing was, like I said, every bit of 12 feet tall.
Wow.
And I mean, it was massive, just freaking massive. But it's unbelievable. I mean, I still can't get my mind wrapped around it. I think that almost affected me more, but in a different way than when I saw my dog man.
Right.
I mean, it was just because I had a dog man sighting when I was 16. But
hey, Tex, that's the question I wanted to ask you earlier. Do you think maybe the Sentinels are the dogmen?
That would make sense, but from what we've seen and just the we haven't seen that many dogmen, and we've seen evidence of squatches being the Sentinels. The one I saw during the day was something that several people had seen, and there was one on the other side, and because Dee's been researching this area for about 4 years, and they it's up to the point to where they know him. He's got a tune that he whistles when he goes in the area, and they will whistle back.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Carrie, do y'all know who Bigfoot Odyssey is?
I'm learning all of them, Matt.
Okay, well, Bigfoot Odyssey, Kerry Arnold and his wife did one of their films on D. And when they went down there to Brown Springs to, get some B-roll and, stuff like that.
Right.
When they pulled up, they didn't even wait on D to whistle. His whistle came out of the woods.
Oh, wow.
So they know D down there. I mean, they do. And, but where was I going with this? Oh, but the evidence that he's collected, he theorizes that in this area, there's usually two sentinels, one to the east and one to the west. And they travel, one will circle the area in a counterclockwise and the other one goes clockwise. But we haven't seen there's only been one dog man. I don't think it was a dog man that D saw. I think it was something very, very different because it didn't, it was more of hellhoundish.
Right.
The thin, gnarly looking, evil looking dreads, just, you get that over, what they call dog man fever, dread, feeling of dread.
Yes.
That's what he saw. What I saw, basically American Werewolf in London.
That would make me shot myself.
There were some differences, but that's the closest thing I can come up with.
Right.
But
so dogmen are real then.
Yeah, real as I'm sitting here, I know that.
Okay, because they've been seen probably within 100 miles of my home in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, yeah. Got a lot of reports from Wisconsin. And but I will say this, and I'm going to try to put you at ease. I do not believe that Bigfoot or dogmen are these inherently evil creatures. These creatures have lived amongst us for thousands of years. There's a working theory that Theodore Roosevelt, who set aside all these national parks, now he actually had a trapper. It's in his memoirs. A trapper that he worked with had a guy out with him, and he got killed by a squatch. Okay.
Wow.
Now, like I said, this is in Theodore Roosevelt's memoirs. What we theorize is that Theodore Roosevelt did all these national parks to give these things space.
Right.
And if you look at all these sightings that are in these national parks of both dogmen and squatch, it makes sense.
Right.
But I will say this: I don't think these things are, and I don't believe they're inherently evil creatures. They're not serial killers. If they've been around us, and odds are, if you went camping out, like I grew up in the woods. I grew up camping, fishing, hunting, trapping all my life till my adult life, and from a young age. And I know, people I grew up with did the same thing. And you have all these people that go, camping in these national parks and state parks and everything. If they were inherently evil creatures, we'd have bodies piled up all over the place.
I believe that too.
They're curious. They watch us. Do you have the occasional aggressive encounter and the attack? Yes. But when it comes down to it, I don't think you have. There's more to worry about from like a pig or a bear than either one of these creatures.
Right.
They only kill to protect their own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we do think that, you'll get the. We kind of think that the squatch, and we don't know about dogman, but we kind of think that the squatch operate kind of like a pride of lions do.
Mm-hmm.
That to where when the young males get old enough to challenge, they'll get pushed out of the group, and they have to go start their own pride or defeat the big male. And we kind of think that's how these things operate. We think a lot of these quote unquote aggressive encounters and some of these attacks probably, because I'm going to tell you, not every bear attack you hear about is a bear attack.
Right.
Okay. But we think that it's these what we call rogues that's been pushed out of the group, and they're just trying to survive. And we're easy prey, guys. You go out in the woods, you are not at the top of the food chain. I don't care what anybody says.
That's right.
But are they looking to kill us and lurking around every corner? No. I don't worry about them, and I really don't when I go out. And I go out unarmed by myself. People call me nuts and stupid, and they're probably right.
Yeah, me and Mike were called that too.
There was a young boy that went missing, and it was on the national news this year. And they think, the story is that a bear took him in.
Yeah.
But I believe it was a squatch.
I do too.
Took him in and took care of him, and then eventually the child was found.
There's been, and that's not the only report like that. There's been other reports of, again, in these national parks, of children wandering off and then showing back up like we were talking about earlier, you know, the big monkey brought me back or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, big furry thing, they're automatically going to say bear. Or...
Right. But I think the odds are so freaking slim of a bear befriending a small child that would be an easy meal.
Yeah.
Age, size does not matter.
No, not to a bear.
No. I mean, that's just an easy meal, you know.
I mean, you would think even a bear, you know, playing with a child would cause serious injury.
Right, because a big dog can do that.
Right.
You know?
A little cub would tear up a child.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just by accident.
No, this isn't pre-recorded, Ghost.
But no, I don't think we really have anything to worry about from these creatures. They mess with us? Yeah. We get a lot of reports of, and we help people too. You know, that's really what we strive to do is, you know, we'll get calls and you know, emails and stuff, and you know, the people are having, you know, activity on their property, and I got to be honest with you, you know, if I was a different person, it would freak me out if I had stuff like this happen, you know.
Right. Things
looking in my window and, you know, killing my dogs and, you know, screaming at me at night. Because we got screamed at down there in Brown Springs the night after, the same night that I did my solo trip up there. The guys showed up and we went all up there to the cemetery, and then we went back over to what we call our first research area. And we're sitting around the campfire. There's 4 of us sitting around a campfire, and we had some Pink Floyd going, and we heard a scream it sounded like it was back behind us on the left side. We were if you're facing 35, that's how I was sitting. It sounded like it was back behind my left shoulder, a couple of 100 yards off, and I've heard big cats scream. I've heard, you know, peacocks. It was not that. This was the most blood-curdling, god-awful scream that I've ever heard. And it stopped us dead in our tracks. And so we turned the music down. And, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Amy, you remember that video that Tim and John made where they heard that loud yell out in the woods?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if that's what that was.
It could have been.
Very well could have been.
And see, that's something we try to do too with the paranormal. Like you said, what y'all's biggest goal is, that's what we try to do, is help people that need help.
Right.
Yeah. We don't claim to be anything great or spectacular, but if we can help somebody, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with us. You know, a lot of people, well, I say a lot of people, there's people out there that either call themselves an expert in this field or let themselves be referred to as an expert in this field. There are no experts in this field.
Exactly.
Same with
what you say about paranormal.
Yeah.
They're professionals. I'm sorry, you learn something every day. I don't care who you are.
Exactly.
I think we're all researchers.
True. I mean, if we knew everything there was to know about it, then I mean, there'd be nothing left to do.
That's why I say you're a student of life. You learn something new every day. I don't care if you're a day old or 200 years old. You're still gonna learn something new every day.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. We just did a little show over. Oh God, what was the name of this psychological thing that I can't remember. I want to say doppelganger, but it's not. It's the name of two doctors that came up with this theory. And what it is, it says that basically ignorant people think they know more than they actually do.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and you know those type of people that they think they're the only smart one in the room and everybody else is an idiot.
That's that Dunning-Kruger effect.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. And
cheat don't stink.
But you see a lot of that in and I'll say paranormal field because, you know, and that covers, you know, the Sasquatch field, the big, you know, everything, you know, ghost and everything. You see a lot of these people, and they put things out there as fact, you know, which is wrong. You know, you don't know what these creatures, you may have experienced this, you may have seen this, but you can't put that as a blanket term that, you know, we know these things as a species do this. We don't.
Right.
You know, they're as different as, you know, the 4 or 5, 6 of us sitting here talking are. You know?
Yeah. I agree with that.
But anyway, that's that picture that I sent you. Yes. You can feel free if you want to put it up on your channel, go ahead. But we went on vacation in Memphis several years ago, and me and my youngest daughter and her best friend went on a ghost tour, and started out on Beale Street and walked. I mean, we drove in a bus, then we get out and we walk around these places and stuff. That was a hotel, what used to be a hotel. And in the 30s, here's what the background of this. In the 30s, the innkeeper or superintendent, whatever you want to say, had a drinking problem. Well, he came home late one night, and drunk, and they don't know if something happened down in the boiler room or what drew him down there, but he went down to the boiler room, and they don't know if somebody was with him and clocked him on the head, or he hit his head or something, but he rolled underneath one of the boilers and basically baked to death.
Oh, wow.
Now, if you look at that picture, it looks like a freaking burn victim. Mm-hmm. And what's crazy is the more you zoom in, the more detail you get on that thing.
Right.
But we were
definitely see.
Do what?
I can definitely see what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, but we were walking. We were all standing outside this building. We'd all got out of the bus, and they were telling us about this place. And so I'm just got my phone, and I'm just snapping pictures, you know. And we got back on the bus, and we were going to walk around in an old brothel. And I'm going through my pictures, and I'm like, holy crap. Because I took 2 pictures of that same, you know, click, click.
Yeah.
One is nothing, and then that showed up.
Right. And
so I'm like, whoa, you know, and I'm showing it to my daughter and her friend, and we're talking, we're all excited, and they're saying, what? And my phone ended up getting passed around the whole bus. And the tour guide is like, I cannot believe we've never caught anything there. Never.
And what's weird is I can see the face, but I can also see shoulders. And it also looks like he might be wearing like a suit.
Yeah. And
he's to the right or to the left.
One arm like up in the air.
As well with a face in it.
Yeah, it's a creepy picture.
Yeah, it is. I'll definitely put it up on our What the Paranormal page and let everybody see it, because it actually really is a good picture. You know what? And I was, when I first found y'all's channel and everything, and I was starting to, you know, see what y'all are about, see where you're from. I was really excited, by the way, to see, you know, because, you know, y'all are local, you know. Yeah.
And And I thought, man, I got to find this picture. I got to find this. And I couldn't find it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what? There's no possible way I deleted this thing, you know? But I had to go back through pictures on a tablet. And I finally found it. I'm like, oh, thank God, you know? But
yeah, and it's a really good picture too.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was quite a catch, I thought. I mean, I was like, oh, wow, you know.
Yeah.
But
hey, Tex, if you ever get the chance to post that video footage you have of the young ones in the nest, that would be groundbreaking.
that is actually on the channel.
It is.
Yeah. Now, we're revamping the channel, so because we got demonetized.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got it back.
To me too.
Yeah. So, and you know, YouTube's changing their algorithms to strain out conspiracy theorists.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're just now getting everything back up and resituated and everything, and re-released. But I do believe if you look on the boots on the ground investigations, is on the playlist, I think is what it is, and go through there. Now you're not going to don't go on there expecting to see the new Patty film,
right?
You know, because that's not what you see. We have theories of why you catch blurry images most of the time. And what we found out about their hair is it's almost a hollow and takes on the background,
right?
The color of the background. So but you can see the faces and the stuff when he zooms in. You can see faces and stuff. So and you'll see, you know, like eye shining every once in a while. So, and I'll tell you what, we was down there one time, and this is back up on the channel too, but it's a tree break, and tree break is not really a good way to describe this. This tree is about, I couldn't fit both hands around it. It was about 6-8 inches around. Okay. It had not been broken. It had been twisted until it popped.
Wow.
And it was in the middle. It was down in the bottoms, surrounded by a bunch of dead trees. This was a live oak tree. And it had been twisted until it popped. And I looked and looked and looked and looked, and I could not find any evidence of any man-made anything being down there, because it would have to be one hell of a piece of machinery to do that.
Right.
I mean, there would have to have been table marks, chain marks, or something on this tree. And I looked all over the place because I was trying my best to debunk it, because it scared the crap out of me. Something that powerful.
I can imagine.
And, but yeah, it's pretty crazy looking. I mean, you could just see it. It's like I said, it's not just bent over and snap, you know, I mean, which in itself that's no laughing matter, but this thing, like something just walked up, grabbed it, and twisted it until it just popped apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're going to get a lot of, when you go out to Brown Springs, you go up to cemetery, you're going to get a lot of paranormal activity. You're going to get, but not all of it's ghost and stuff like that. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I wonder how a Sasquatch or whatever would react to a spirit box because of that noise.
You know, I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, that is interesting, because we were going to take a spirit box up there and do that whenever we were going to go up there. So, Twinkie, we may have found out.
That would be an awesome experience. And if y'all are ever up there and you hear what sounds like just a huge a woodpecker about the size of an elephant pecking on a tree, we think we figured out what that is. We jokingly call it our 500-pound woodpecker. And what it's. I mean, it sounds like da 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 da. It sounds like somebody's got a post and knocking it up against a tree. Da, 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 da.
Or a jackhammer.
Yeah.
Have you watched our video from Brown Springs?
I watched a little bit of it. I ain't got to watch the full thing yet.
Okay. Well, on one part of it, we said it sounded like a machine gun because we were hearing brrr.
Yeah.
And it sounded, pretty far away, and we kept hearing what sounded like gunshots.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that's what that could be.
Well, now they very well could have been back in that area. I mean, somebody popping off caps. But it's loud and it's deep. And one of our other researchers, when that was out there with us when this happened, and we were like, man, what is that? And I was thinking maybe it's two trees rubbing together, or something. That's the only thing I could come up with. But it wasn't a woodpecker. A woodpecker, this sounded like it was just huge.
Right.
He got to poking around and ran across a video of a big old silverback gorilla beating its chest, and it sounded exactly the same way.
Right.
So we think that's what it is.
My own video, because a lot of the stuff you're saying sounds familiar.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it really wouldn't. There's a lot of activity up there.
Now, do you think they're all along like the Red River type area?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I live like 5 minutes away from the Red River.
I think what we think is that they travel the rivers.
Travel the rivers?
They use them like highways.
Right.
Any rivers, creeks,
Great. I live by the Mississippi.
Playground. But any waterway. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, people did the same thing.
Right.
They stay close to water. Well, these creatures have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So.
Water and a food source.
Yeah.
I do know that there have been incidences reported where I live. I live in Minnesota, and there have been incidences reported here of deer being killed by squatches.
It's interesting you bring that up. I just got back not a few weeks ago from New Mexico, and that's where I plan on retiring to. And was up there in the Sierra Blancas in that national forest, and was walking around, and they got wild horses and elk and mule deer all over the place. And we saw some wild horses, and we drove off. We was going to go, take pictures of the wild horses. And there's this guy that was parked down there in his camper, and I've never met. It drives my wife insane, but I've never met a stranger. So I'll talk to anybody, and so I start a conversation with this guy. Well, come to find out, he's traveling across the country, staying at national parks every few days. And he asked me, he goes, do y'all have any like different species of owls around here? I said, and he didn't know that I was into Bigfoot or nothing. Okay. I said, no, not that I'm nothing weird, just your average stuff. I said, they got the same owls up here we got in Texas, He goes, well, man, I keep hearing these freaking owls they just don't sound right. I said, really? He says, I said, well, that's interesting, man. I said, I don't know of any species. I played dumb. And he goes, yeah, it's just really weird. I said, well, man, maybe they got something up here that you don't recognize, And he goes, yeah. And the other day, he says, I was about 2 miles up the trail here, hiking up the mountain. And he goes, I found a horse kill. I said, what? He goes, yeah, I found a horse kill. And there was a couple of young colts. One was maybe a year old, and the other one was just getting their legs underneath them. I mean, it was probably a week or so old, and with these mares that were roaming around. And he said, yeah, he goes, there was, you know, it wasn't like bleached out bones. He said there was a skull and part of a leg, and, you know, that still had hair and stuff, some tissue on it. I said, really? He goes, yeah. And you know, they got black bears in the area. They got cougars, you know, and stuff. And he goes, but this leg had been, you know, looked like it had been ripped off. I said, oh, so you found what, the lower part of the leg had been, you know, ripped off? That's no big deal. If you know, something kills something, it's going to rip part of the leg off, right? Yeah. He goes, no. You don't understand. This is part of the lower leg, but it had been snapped in half.
Oh, wow.
I said, well, what? I said, well, what kind of teeth marks were on it? He goes, man, there weren't any. He goes, I looked specifically because I wanted to find out what killed this thing. There wasn't a single tooth mark on this bone.
Wow.
I said, really? But getting back to what he said about the deer being killed, if you hear of deer kill with a broken leg,
right,
that is that's how we think that they're taking down their prey. Is they'll just snatch a leg and they'll lay an ambush. What they'll do is they'll lay an ambush, and they hunt in packs. So they have one running the game, and then they have maybe you know, another one placed somewhere, and another one they'll run it right by them or reach out and just snap a leg.
Wow.
We've heard reports of hogs being found the same way. Hogs with their necks broke, their backs broke up against a tree, just different things. So yeah,
I might have to go back and see. I'm gonna have to go back and watch my video now and look at the bones that we found.
Yeah,
yeah, because we found quite a few bones.
But yeah,
what's weird though is all the bones were around like where we thought would be like the bedding areas.
That's real possible.
So
is it?
Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch my video.
Tex, is it possible to go into a woods in an area where, say, squatches are, and they don't know you, and they make a knocking noise, and then you repeat the knocking noise back, and they repeat it back to you?
Yeah.
That's possible?
We think they use that as a type of communication. I'll give you an example of that. When I had my first sighting and we went down, I had my first daylight sighting, and, you know, he ran off into the trees down at the bottom, basically in the same area we were going. So, you know, after we got over the whole, oh, wow, I just saw this thing, you know, whatever. And we went on and we get down there and we heard tree knocks up on that bank where he ran into.
Right.
And we would walk so far and then we would hear another one. And then we'd walk so far and we'd hear another one. What we think was happening was there was a family group, and this sentinel was knocking to tell them that we kept coming and to move them along in front of us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To avoid contact. Right. But yeah, there's been a lot of reports that, and I know a lot of researchers that use tree knocks, a lot of them. Because they don't know if it's not another squatch banging on a tree. They'll answer it. Sometimes you'll get a knock. Sometimes you get a knockback. Sometimes you get an owl hoot. Sometimes you'll get a scream.
Well, my brother was out walking in a culvert, checking for flood damage because we had a lot of runoff off the top of one of our bluffs.
Right.
And he was going through some thick brush, and he heard a repeating pattern, like something hitting a tree, but it was repeating.
Right.
He said it happened twice. So he picked up a big branch, went over to a tree, and repeated the pattern back. And then the repeated pattern came back to him.
Doesn't surprise me in the least. It really don't. They've been known to do that. So, you know, it's possible that the tree knocking when he was first hearing it was probably them letting others know that he was around. And then when, you know, he did it, and then they just thought it was one of the other ones answering him.
Oh yeah, that's probably what it was. Yeah.
So
I've had rocks thrown at me.
Oh yeah.
In the dark, I was parked by a cornfield.
Yeah.
I was parked by a cornfield, just watching the stars one night, looking for whatever I could see in the heavens, and
Right.
and I heard a guttural grunt come from the woods, and then all of a sudden, this huge rock flew out and nearly hit my car.
Yeah, trying to run you off.
Yeah, we left. we left.
They wanted the corn.
Probably.
I mean, that's. Yeah.
We were right next to a river too.
Yeah, there you go.
Not more than maybe 5 feet away.
Yeah, well, 2 + 2 = 4, brother.
Yep.
I mean, it's when you go back, and what's weird is when you go back and you think about the times that you spent in the woods and everything, and you may have heard something off or weird, and if you think back on it now, that's what a lot of what I'm doing. When I got into this field and I started learning all this stuff, I started looking back on my, trips into the woods where I thought, wait a minute, that was, I heard something weird. What was that? Thinking, oh, well, but now, don't get me wrong, guys. I don't go out in the woods and every noise I hear and everything, every flash thing I saw is a freaking squatch.
Right.
You can't do that because it's what we call squatch fever, like buck fever,
Mm-hmm.
But when you get excited, and y'all know how it is, when y'all are doing your investigations, it's you have to keep yourself in check. You have to keep yourself grounded.
Oh Lord.
Right. Same way with us. We have to debunk stuff that we hear. Just, Corbin says, I heard a growling noise once, then I realized it was just me in the bathroom. Do you have a question?
No, he done answered it.
He answered it. Okay.
But what, and that's what a lot of people don't understand about, people that investigate the paranormal and squatch and dogman and all this kind of stuff. When you're going over like your footage from an investigation, and when you do find something, you do everything you can to debunk it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you have to.
Right.
But see, that's like too, we say all the time when we're doing an investigation or whatever, not every time you go to do an investigation or EVPs or anything, sometimes you're not going to get nothing.
Exactly.
And these people that go out every single time and there's something every single time. That's not possible. I'm sorry. That's just me. No. I don't see that.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna get bupkis every once in a while. You're just gonna have a nice night out.
Yeah, and that's to me to me that's the way you can prove, or how you can see if somebody's true.
Yeah, I think it helps legitimize the person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's why I like when, like a lot of the bigger places that we go to that are going to take longer, that they're a bigger building. Not that me and Lainey won't go by ourselves, because we will.
Right.
But I like when James goes with us, or if Twinkie or somebody's here with us, then I like them going, because if I see something on my footage that I can't figure out, I can go to them and say, hey, can you check your footage and see if you got the same thing, or if you see if somebody was near it, or, and it's easy to debunk that way, because sometimes you're not going to know, you're not going to remember exactly who was where whenever.
Right.
And then like when we did the investigation in your apartment, Amy, we had 3 different cameras set up 3 different places. Right. So we could get a view of, each angle.
Well, I know, the only, what I've come to find out is for some reason, and I tried something new on this last trip, because 99.9% of the your researchers are romping, walking around out in the woods trying to find something. But we'd had so much activity there at that campsite that I parked my truck. I mean, I walked around a little bit, don't get me wrong, but I parked my truck. I set my camera up on the back of the truck facing down to the bottoms, and I just sat there by myself.
Yeah.
And I think it paid off. And I have found out I've been getting every time I go down there by myself, I get, well, not every time. Like I said, I went up to the cemetery and it was nothing.
Right.
But it seems that when I'm by myself, they're more apt to come in, if that makes sense. But I'm going to test that theory. Well, I say that because, but me and Dee had a lot of activity together, and that the 3 days after I had made my first solo trip up there at the cemetery at night, that was actually an expedition weekend. We had like 13 people come in that weekend. They caught stuff on FLIR. They caught noises. We got screamed at. I mean, it was an insane weekend. But that's not going to happen every time, like you say.
Right.
Right.
But
Brandon White Pepper says he has seen one. His friends make fun of him for it, but he swears on his life he did.
I feel your pain.
But you're always going to have those people that, yeah, right.
Right. Yep.
But it's okay. As long as you know it and the man above knows it, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
What do you?
Hey, I love skeptics because when they actually do see something, it makes it more validating for us.
Tex, what do you think about what they do with their own dead?
There's a lot of theories behind that, and we don't know. I'll tell you an encounter that I heard about that maybe lead credence to one theory. There was a guy that on the Red River that had an encounter. He shot it. He was out hunting. He gut shot one with a 30-30.
Ooh.
Okay. It stumbled out into the river. And the thing that people say these things can't be killed. No, they can be killed, but they're hard to kill, but they can be killed. But from the report, it staggered out in the middle of the river on a sandbar. 2 more squatch rushed it from the bank. One of them hit it clotheslined it and broke its neck, and they tore it apart and ate it.
Oh, wow.
So that is one theory, that they eat their dead. Another theory is
they
bury them.
Yeah.
So
I've heard that they bury them.
Yeah. And that's also another theory of why cemeteries, we see a lot of activity around cemeteries. It's because we think maybe that's, a place that they hold sacred, just as, like we would, or the Indians did, or anything
up from
like that.
us.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Like I said, at this point, it's all speculation and theory. We have no proof of anything,
Right.
I mean, do I personally think that there's something out there that's called the Miller document? And if you can look it up and read it, it's real. If nothing else, it's fascinating reading.
Right.
It supposedly came out of this guy's personal journal. He was a doctor, worked for the government, and he actually was part of a group that would take what we call troublemakers out. We think that does happen. But he was the doctor that was doing the autopsies and everything on them. So
troublemakers of the Squatches.
right.
Oh, okay. I have heard that there is also documentation concerning the government actually having a body of a Squatch, and that's why in some states there are laws protecting the Squatch now.
I think they've had several. I think they have as many bodies as they want. I think their population is in the millions, or hundreds of thousands, if at least. And we think that we're seeing a population boom today because we're catching so many juveniles, and like when I say juvenile, I'm talking toddlers in nests and stuff. And you're seeing a lot of the videos that come out now. You're seeing them like look like they have a baby riding their chest or their back.
Right.
Right.
And so we think we're seeing a population boom of these creatures. But I think the government has more than enough bodies to study. As far as the states and stuff, there are several states, or if they're not whole states, there's counties inside the state that do have laws against killing these things. Canada has a Sasquatch National Park, but when pressed on the issue by the media, they said it was done as a joke. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy that. In 1973, there is a national park in Washington. I think was it Yosemite or Yellowstone? I can't remember. Their pamphlet that they put out to the public had in there with animals to be, that are in the park. Sasquatch was listed.
I think I saw that on Yellowstone.
Yeah, and it had listings of sightings and footprints and please don't feed these animals and don't, be careful of them. But that was a joke too. Supposedly pulled by the government. So,
but there's always truth buried within jokes.
Right. Well, I don't know about y'all, but the U.S. government I know don't have much of a sense of humor.
Right.
Especially when it comes to spending, millions of dollars on these pamphlets that are going to go out.
Exactly.
Taxpayers' money.
The UK, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, instituted a law against the killing of chimera. Y'all know what chimera is?
Chimera, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Chimera is, a griffin. Any
part eagle, part lion.
Yeah, any genetical abomination, basically, of nature.
Okay.
You can't kill them.
Yeah, the minotaur, the centaur, what is that little goat thing that runs around? They passed a law that chimeras cannot be killed. Why would they do that?
Right.
Because they exist.
Exactly.
Government's been working on that for years.
Yep.
To grow human organs for transplant.
Now, in all these, and everybody's talking about, well, we can't share DNA with other animals.
That's not true.
Okay, well, then you tell me. Now, supposedly, the chimpanzee is our closest relative, right? Or the bono ape or something like that. But we're one chromosome off or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then we're just as close to the pig too.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They're using if we cannot genetically combine with any other animal, how can they put a pig valve in us to repair something for our heart and our body not reject it? automatically.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. How can they grow a human ear on a pig or
Right.
grow stem cells on a pork matrix?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just don't jive, you know?
Right. Exactly.
I mean, probably the most horrible video that I've ever seen was, I believe it was a Russian scientist that transplanted the dog, the head on the other dog. Y'all seen that?
I haven't seen that one yet.
It is the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
What was that again?
He took the head off of one dog, added it to another dog, and made this dog have two heads, and it interacted with him. It woke up and interacted with him.
Wow.
Stayed alive for, I think, 30, 45 minutes.
That would be creepy to watch.
And there's video of it.
Oh.
I'm telling you, it just, and I've seen a lot of stuff. I mean, but that was probably the most disturbing video that I've ever seen.
I can imagine.
But it's out there. You can look it up. Well, guys, I hate to, but I need to jump off here. I could stay on here all night.
Well, we
It was
appreciate
nice talking to you.
Welcome
I have
time.
I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I had a freaking blast. I really appreciate you guys having me on, and we got to get y'all on my channel soon.
We would love to.
Or I'm sorry, our channel. It's not my channel. It's actually Dee's channel, but I get so excited, and I'm such a big part of it that you know, and he's allowed me to do that, and you know, it's great. So,
Well, you need to comment on. I put the BDRP channel link up here for everyone to go butter the buns, and Tex, if you'll put your link in here, comment before you go, so everybody can make sure they butter your buns too. And we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, it was great meeting everybody. I can't wait till the next time we do this and chew the fat some more.
You're welcome anytime.
Alrighty. Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
you, man.
I could sit and listen to him talk all night long about that. Everything's just so interesting.
I know.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you very much, Tex.
And a lot, you know, what he's saying makes sense.
Yes, it does. I've definitely got to go back and watch my video now.
I know you're itching to do that.
Because I know a lot of the stuff he was saying, I just kept thinking, maybe we shouldn't have went up there by ourselves.
Brown what?
Brown Springs.
Okay. Because now I want to go back and watch your video.
Yeah. I don't know much about that ghost hunter. Next time Tex is up here, we'll ask him.
I think he put it in his comments earlier, but nobody had called it.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen where he asked it, and I was going to ask him, but we got sidetracked onto something else, and I didn't get a chance to, but I will ask him, Ghost. Now I'm itching.
Oh, Lord, Tim.
But I love hearing about all that kind of stuff. I love hearing about Sasquatch, Dogman, UFOs. I love it all. I'm a believer in just about everything.
Well, not to mention, too, is it's interesting to hear people talk about, you know, stuff. Because we, you know, me and you even talk, you know, because we're kind of interested in that stuff, too.
Yes, we are.
But to hear other people that are interested, you know, in the same things you are, and that your views are so much alike.
Yep.
That makes it even more interesting.
And like he said, to know that he's so close, I'm glad that they're in the area. That'll be very cool to go out there and
rub it in.
See how they do. I know, Twinkie. You'll have to just come back down here.
Okay.
And Corbin, I didn't want to interrupt texting them while they were talking, but hello, love you. We've missed you. Yeah, YouTube doesn't it doesn't seem to support any of the areas.
But from stuff that doesn't make much sense, it supports.
Right. You guys were really talking some monkey business, right? Hey.
The one thing he mentioned is that he doesn't go armed
That I would go around.
Yeah, because I mean, a pig come out at you. Yeah, you've had it.
Which it probably wouldn't phase them because as thick-skinned as they are, supposedly.
Yeah.
But still, you got mountain lions, you got everything else that come out on here too, and you're gonna need a gun.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'd at least take some kind of pistol that I can at least knock down a pig or something like that with.
To give you a chance to get away.
Yeah. And if I shoot it and kill it, hey, there you go, Scott. You can have it. It's yours. Eat it.
Yeah. We had so many people come on that video commenting saying, at this time we see this time we see that, and I need to really go through and slow it down like they said and look, but I would rather have like Tex and them look at it because they know what they're looking for there. That way I would know for sure.
You're funny, Gary.
Well, Gary, Tim, that's because they're out of the norm and they want us all in a little tidy box.
Oh, yeah, that's in regards to my video. That's funny. I was talking about his last comment. Shoot for the head. Give them something to think about.
Oh, no. Oh, Lord.
You shoot one, you'd have about 100 more coming out at you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll just let them be. Corbin, we can't wait to see you at the reunion. And I need to tell Tex and them about the reunion too, because our hotel's right at the bottom of the Smoky Mountains.
Yeah.
The National Forest. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that'd be something for them to go check out.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure they know about the trip.
And something else I do is like night, like he said he goes at night.
Mm-hmm.
I take a night vision camera like what we've got.
Yeah. That'd be cool to do something like that up there.
Yeah, it would.
But I hope all of you go and check out the BDRP. They have a great channel.
Yes, they do.
Very interesting stuff that they talk about. And I mean, I've heard him, a couple of the things that he said, I heard him, talk about it, but I could still listen to it again.
Is that Slim?
You don't have to think about it, Gary.
Yeah, he just got some ice.
Hey, Slim.
He's done back in the bedroom.
That figures.
Yeah, he got some ice.
I heard him walking around.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's slowly getting. He's still coughing.
Yeah.
His arm and hand swelled up because he's been working on that weed eater still, and it's where he's pulled on it so much it's swelled his hands up and all the way up to his elbow.
Slim, you need a rest.
He was in there snoozing earlier while we were on here.
But I know he's stubborn like my Twinkie.
Of course. We don't need to mention chicken patties or nuggets, y'all.
No, we don't. What haunted highway are you talking about, Ghost? That Brandon that came. Okay, so I'm just touched the top of my head. Maybe it was just my hair getting snagged on something. But
I thought you just said Slim just touched the top of your head.
no, I said something.
Slim said, "Hello, all night, all."
Hello, good night. Oh my Lord, Tim. What was I saying?
Sorry.
I don't remember what I was saying before my head got touched.
I don't know. Are you going to talk?
The Brandon that came in here.
Yeah.
My brother is the one that showed me his channel. He does the hot peppers and stuff like that and stuff too. So
yeah,
I've been watching him at work.
I mean, I buttered his buns. Don't forget Twinkie before you get up here. We need to talk about the trip.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. We are going to have another little trip live stream discussing everything about the trip and trying to get some roommates and stuff put together and all that stuff figured out. We're going to be doing that Monday the 8th. We're doing it on a Monday night because we have a lot of people that we can't do it unless it's on a Monday night. So we're going to do it on a Monday night at 8:30. So what you said, Frankie? 8:30 Central Standard Time. And so we're also going to be posting a video on some of our channels and reminding everybody about it. And then if you know of anybody that's going on the trip that's not here tonight, if you want to pass along the information, share the video when we post them. Just kind of give everybody a heads up because we want to make sure everybody has all the info. We're also going to be signing people up for the challenges, and the challenges are going to be fun. Me and Twinkie have got all that finalized now. And it's only a few months away, guys, so.
Yes, Ghost
We've
Hunter.
not seen that, but it's only a few months away.
That's what, 3 months?
Yep.
Yeah, I've been sick, Ghost Hunter.
Yes, she has.
Deadline for
Very
the
sick.
deadline for booking your room was coming up too.
Yeah, end of May. The end of May for to book your hotel.
Yeah, that's coming up soon, so. Yay for the reunion. I so wish you could come, Joe.
I know. Everybody. Are you coming, Ghost Hunter?
No, we are not having a Twinkie eating contest.
No.
And if we are, I'm not going to be in it, and Twinkie's not going to be in it.
No. I bet you if it was a Twinkie ice cream eating contest, G-Paw would win.
Oh, I bet he would too. That's good advice, Ghost. He said I would recommend drinking orange juice and eating bananas to keep your vitamins and potassium up.
I've been taking vitamins and eating bananas.
Very good.
But being diabetic, they tell me to stay away from orange juice.
Yeah.
Unless you have a low.
No, she has high. Very high.
Yeah, my diabetes is high. Yeah, it stays high.
What's
Yeah,
your
Twinkie?
Can I ask?
Ghost had another good idea. He
I've
said,
had 4 before.
also try eating something spicy to get your nose running and clear.
What's your A1C?
I have no idea right now.
She hasn't been to the doctor in a little while.
Okay. We care about you, so you need to go.
Yeah.
Right. April's the one pick the doctors.
I'm hard-headed.
You could play Twinkie Pong, oh my lord.
Lord Gary. I've been drinking Rock and Rye, Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some white liquor here too. Just say it keep my nose running a lot.
Gary, we wish you were coming too.
Yes.
Twinkie Pong.
I appreciate it. Everybody's opinion matters to me.
Thank you, Ghost.
I know everybody thinks I need to go to the doctor, but I go through this every year.
Mm-hmm. She does.
Now, I'm talking about the diabetes. You need to go to the doctor for that.
Yeah.
Also.
So I've been telling her.
But you got to have insurance to go to a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you live in a state where they'll bill you.
No, they want money up front.
Oh, it sucks.
Go to Canada, free healthcare.
Yeah, high taxes.
They had it in the United States. That would be awesome.
Where I live, they bill you, and they cannot turn you away if you need help.
Well, you can go to the hospital and they can't turn you away.
Yeah.
But still, to walk in the ER is $250 as soon as you walk in the door.
They could make care so much more affordable, and these doctors could still live high on the life, because then more people would go. Drop it down to a price people could actually afford, and then just prescribe pot for everything, and then we'd all be good. They could throw that shit everywhere. Excuse my language, but
Do what, G-Paul? Say that one more time, G-Paul.
We would all be fluffy.
mm-hmm.
It was the munchies.
Okay, yeah, so the pharmaceutical company could start selling food.
Yeah.
And then they'd still be good.
Food prices are high enough.
True. So they'll get us in one way or another. Just grow your own. No, don't take my advice. Don't take my advice.
You put pharmaceutical companies in charge of food, yeah, you'd be paying about $100 for a pound of bologna.
Yeah. And that is so not worth it.
My sister's waiting for the state of Wisconsin to legalize marijuana because it's really close to being legalized. And when it is, we're going to take our 600-acre farm and convert it into a marijuana growing farm.
Heck, I'd have done that already. Love you, Corbin. Good night.
Love you, Corbin.
That's a lot of pot.
Well, see, here you got so many helicopters flying around. I live in the woods, but you got so many helicopters flying over looking for that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, if it's legal, then they won't do that.
Yeah.
Well, they ain't even. There's what are they? The little stores around here now. But you need your little card.
Yeah, Cody had a fit when we went up into Oklahoma because now it's, medical marijuana is legal there. And we went up there and he's seen the building with the big old cross on the side of it. And he's like, look, there's one, the first one I've seen here. And I was like, oh, my Lord. They'll be everywhere for long.
But here,
5 minutes from there.
Here they only have the capsule, CBD oil, and mist, vapor. You know, that's all they have. Because you have to be on your deathbed to get real marijuana here in Minnesota.
Yeah. Well, we can do the CBD oil here.
Well, that's Texas, legal everywhere.
Texas is like so stupid because if they pass that, our economy would like just get so much better.
Yeah, everybody's would.
I just don't understand why they keep voting no.
Because we got people in Congress who are old school, who want to not look past their narrow little eyes to see the truth of what marijuana can do for everyone.
Right.
It's such a versatile drug.
It's like the cure for cancer. They've already got it, but
yeah, they do.
They let it go because everybody's making money off of all the
pharmaceutical companies don't want them to.
Right.
And
because the treatment of cancer makes billions, if not trillions.
Just Lynn's story the other night of how that little girl went through all those treatments, all the chemo, all the radiation, and she still was terminal. And then her mother got her on the CBD oil and medical marijuana and all that, and now she's in remission.
Wow.
That proves it. And
Yeah,
even when you do take radiation and chemo, it affects so many. Like my dad took radiation for his prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Now he's having so much trouble with his kidneys and everything else because of the radiation.
And the drugs.
Yes. So, I mean,
like the methotrexate.
It's a win-win for the pharmaceutical company.
My mom was prescribed this one type of chemo. It was in pill form. 2 months supply was over $10,000.
Wow.
30 pills.
A lot of people here receive methotrexate. I'm near Mayo Clinic, and Mayo Clinic prescribes methotrexate to people, and that is one of the most dangerous cancer drugs on the market. Right. It causes other forms of cancer. That's a side effect.
Right.
So why would you try curing cancer by causing other cancers. Doesn't make sense other than to make money.
Ghost,
right?
We're ready. I live in the very top of Texas, Ghost, by the Red River, close to Oklahoma. So usually we don't get nothing but a lot of rain. But yeah, we definitely are always ready for that. We're definitely ready for the tornadoes too.
But that's all pharmaceuticals are in it for, is for the money.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you let one of their relatives, these pharmacists and all this stuff, you let one of their relatives,
Yeah.
let something happen to one of them, and then
I'm sure they.
There too.
Yeah. That's what I think too, because here I went to the doctors here for years and years and years with my health. I was in and out of the hospital all the time. Had 13 surgeries back to back and raked up over $400,000 in medical bills. I went to Oklahoma when I got on the Indian roll. Went to the doctor one time. They did a panel of blood work and they found out what was wrong with me. I had 2 rare blood disorders that was causing my white count and my red count to be completely out of whack, and my body was making too many platelets. And within a month's time, I was on 24 different pills that I was getting for free. And 2 of the pills, my blood disorder pills, they cost around $2,500 a month.
Holy crap.
But Oklahoma, or the Chickasaw Nation, is paying for that every month. I've been on them for going on 10 years now, and I'll be on them for the rest of my life. But through the Indian roll, I don't have to pay a dime. Now,
that's why I'm trying to get on.
Why can't the U.S. government do that? Why can't they help people figure out how to cover medical costs when they can't?
Because what the government wants to do, they're wanting to weed people out. It's getting over poverty, so they're trying to maintain that certain population. Right. So
it's population control.
Yeah, Agenda 21.
Mm-hmm. I have my theories on that too, but
yeah.
I think that cancer was created and put in people on purpose.
A lot of people, you're born with a cancer in your body as soon as you're born.
Right.
I mean,
I've heard a lot of people say that they thought that that's why a lot of parents won't give their kids vaccinations, because they believe that the government's putting poison into their bodies.
Well,
but
I'm going to say something about that. Vaccinations are good in one sense, but in other senses, if you do your research concerning the ingredients on vaccines, some vaccines do contain poisons.
All right.
It has been proven. It has been documented, especially the flu vaccine, the very dangerous vaccine.
My only deal with that is, if you look back, way back when they didn't have the vaccines, how many children died, or how many?
Yeah, it was a lot more. It was a lot more, right?
Yeah.
What they're trying to do with the poisons is create, natural body defenses against it,
mm-hmm.
which in some cases, for some children, they cannot create that defense, and it kills them.
Yeah.
And humans are the guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know. I didn't take the flu shot this year because last year when I took it, I got violently ill.
I've got sick one time with the flu shot, but my doctors in Oklahoma make me do the flu shot and the pneumonia shot every year. But that's only because I can't fight off stuff very well.
Now, I do the pneumonia one, but I haven't done the flu shot.
Yeah.
Here in the state of North Carolina, if you do not take, they give you a card. If you do not take your children to get their vaccines, they will not let them attend school.
Yeah.
That's the same here. It's the same here. because they don't want the other children to be exposed.
Right.
If you look back several years back, cancer wasn't all that rampant, and
exactly
all these chemicals into our food, growth hormones, and all this. Cancer has become so rampant that it ain't funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All the preservatives in food.
Yep.
You know, back then when Granny and Grandma and Mama and all them canned their food, canned bukus of their food, they were so much healthier to me than what we are now.
Yes. Yes.
They can meat and everything else.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Red Spirit.
Pressure cook stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Roxanne, you're from Australia.
Go through and dehydrate like fruits and stuff like that. Put them up.
Arizona.
You know,
I agree with that, Red Spirit.
If people, you know, all people would start like growing a garden and canning their own food and staying away from the grocery stores as much as possible, they do something about it. They say, well,
why did I see Australia? Arizona, okay.
Hello, Red Spirit.
You know, and I would prefer to grow my own anyway because the produce around here is just disgusting anymore.
Yeah, it's always better to grow your own because you know what you put in that soil.
Yeah. Red Spirit is from Florida. It's nice to meet you too, Red Spirit. Lainey's got me on this conspiracy theory thing. She just watches everything, one of them videos, and then I'll watch one and then I'll just sit there and think about it all day long while I'm working.
That's what Cameron was talking about yesterday. He's like, I got one more episode to watch. He's going back and watching all of them.
Mm-hmm. And it makes you sit and think about all this stuff that's, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody loves watching that stuff too.
Yeah, I'm hooked on the ID channel.
I've been watching that true crime.
Yeah.
And like, I'll stop one and then you know how YouTube it'll sit there and spin. It'll show the next title of the next video or whatever. And I won't hit it in time. And then it just starts the other one. And then I just get into it. And then it's never ending. Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome. I noticed somebody. Ooh, there you go.
Oh, Joe.
Oh, Joe, that's awesome.
Thank you, Joe.
Somebody gave you a thumbs down.
Oh, that's okay.
We get them all the time.
They were standing on their head when they hit the thumbs up. They got mistaken. Thank you so much, Joe. And Joe also became a Patreon today.
Awesome.
And got a shirt today. Joe's showing lots of love today. I love you, Joe. Thank you so much.
Joe is awesome.
And did you get your goat in?
No.
I could see her out there rustling a goat.
I have a niece. Well, she's not really my niece. She's my sister-in-law's niece, but they still call me Aunt Amy. But ever since she was little, she talks. She's always sounded like a goat when she talks. And I used to love it because she'd come up to my brother and she'd say, Greg, what are you doing? Her voice was so dang cute. She's growing out of it a little bit now, but every now and then you still catch her doing that. Oh, I binge watch Ghost Adventures all the time. I'm actually enjoying the newer season of Ghost Adventures because, and I mean, this may just be my opinion, but it seems like they're going back to like season 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, when they were really getting into debunking stuff and all that. And this season, they've really been doing that. Well, hello, Rob. Welcome back. You missed a really good long discussion on Sasquatch and stuff after you left. Tex was awesome up here.
Mm.
I'm ready to see those videos, though, Rob. Yeah, her cough's bad, ain't it?
Thank you, Joe. And thank you, Ghost Hunter.
Yeah, I'm getting tired too, Rob. I'm not going to be on here much longer. I'm not glad that you're sick, Twinkie, but I'm glad that we come on tonight. I was worried I wouldn't have a whole lot to talk about, but Tex kind of helped me out. I'm a medium. I'm not bragging, but it's just what it is. Seen ghosts my whole life. That's awesome, Red. My daughter is, I don't know, she's not a medium, but she does see here and feel spirits. I would say she's an empath.
Yeah.
I would, Rob. Patreon's awesome. I mean, it gives everybody the choice. You know, they don't have to do a super chat or, you know, something like that. And super chats, you don't get all the money. Patreon, you get every single bit of the money that they donate other than your little transfer fee to PayPal.
I wouldn't even know how to set Patreon up.
And you do not have to do extra work or videos or anything like that. Like Joe today, she became a Patreon. And, you know, I put her and Tanja in the description of my videos, thanking them for being a Patreon. And I have it set up in different tiers where a certain amount of money gets certain things. So it's totally up to you what you want to do. For, you know, $5, you could give a shout out on your channel when you see them come into your channel. I think it makes it easier for people because then they don't have to worry about it. They set it up and then it comes out automatically.
I had Patreon for a while. It didn't work at all.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we only have a couple, but I mean, those couple people, it's worth having them there. You know, we do private live streams and stuff like that. And
that's cool.
But you don't get it free on YouTube because when you use the super chat, they take their chunk out.
Yes, they do.
Well, I'm not talking about super chat. I'm talking about when you run the ads. That doesn't affect the people that watch your videos. So when they come on and they watch the videos for free, why would they want to go to Patreon and pay for it? See, that's the problem I had, is people weren't coming over there.
Yeah.
Because of that. They didn't want to pay for something else when they're paying a lot of bills already. I had cheap tiers. I had $1 tier, you know. I had the $5 tier, but it didn't work.
Some people just don't want to do it, but then you have those ones that really want to support you. You know, like we have 2 right now. We had like 3 or 4, and it doesn't bother us that some of them don't want to do it anymore, you know, whatever. But
right, it's awesome that you have 2. I mean, one of the largest UFO channels on the web is Secure Team 10. They have like 2.5 million subscribers. Okay. And he has 320 some Patreon members.
Yeah.
But they're all paying $20 a month.
Right.
So he's raking in major money. Well, you figure what, that'd be $240 a year times 320. So he's doing really well, but
yeah,
what I was trying to get at is his channel is so huge, and yet he only has 320 people.
Yeah.
But Patreon is an avenue for people other than YouTube monetization if you don't have YouTube monetization. And getting sponsors.
Yeah.
That helps too. You know, and helping each other out. Like Smoke and Joe did recently here for you.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Smoke and Joe is awesome. I'm trying to find Texas channel so I can put it up there real quick.
I'm looking for it too. It was text 27 something.
It's just not popping up when I type it in.
Let's see.
And my mouse don't want to work.
Is G-Paw even here? I haven't heard his voice in a while.
Yeah, he just sits in the background and...
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I just had that urge.
Oh, there it is. I found it.
Okay.
It's text 2517.
I knew there was a 20.
Mm-hmm.
There was a 7 or something.
Yeah. There you go. That's his channel. What would you do if each of you hit 1 million buttered buns? If that day ever comes, that would be amazing, but I'm not. I'm good where we are. I like that we're growing slow because then we get to interact with everybody and it's a lot more personable. But if we ever do get there, it's not going to make me any different. It's not going to make Twinkie any different.
We are who we are.
We're still going to love each and every one of you. And all of y'all are like the most amazing people ever. Y'all been here mostly since we started. So
we've always remained the same. Even, you know, 1,000, we still remain who we are.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the one thing people, you know, some people let it go to their head. You know, well, you know, it shouldn't make you who you are.
That's right.
I gotta be honest. I would love to have 1 million subscribers, but I do agree with you. Growing slowly is fine.
Yeah, it's definitely the way to go because then, for one, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love, you know, I love shouting people out, you know, and stuff like that and helping them grow. And I don't mind people trying to help us grow. I mean, I'm not going to deny that one bit, but I don't expect to grow that fast anytime soon. So I'm happy.
I would say if you grow really, really fast, you're going to lose a lot of your subscribers really quick too.
Because you're not able to interact with them as much.
Yeah, right. If you grow really fast, you're not given a chance to grow with them.
Yeah.
Well, and also, if you have 1 million subscribers, a lot of those people aren't going to remember why they subscribed to you in the first place.
Yeah.
Because there are so many. I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of channels
got 50 subscribers. I thought I was going to pass out when we got that. Whoa.
And when I reached 30,000, sorry, I was like yelling for joy that I even reached that, you know, because I worked so hard to get there. But now I'm hardly moving.
Yeah.
And that's because of my computer, of course. Piece of junk. But I'm working on it.
Didn't you got 30,000 subscribers?
I got almost 31,000.
Hey.
Sorry.
Cool beans.
Yeah, you have,
Yeah.
Rob. I met you on John's stream. And that was like the very first live stream we went to. And I buttered your buns that day. Probably made you break out with poppy seeds because I used regular butter. Lainey come through to go to the bathroom and she's like, stop.
I met you like how long after you got started?
We started in June and I think we met you in August.
I thought you started in July.
June the 16th, I think.
Yeah, and I think mine was like the last week of August I started.
Yeah, but I think I met you. We talked for like a week, and then the next week we were talking on the phone. Then the next week we were talking on the phone like every other day. Then the next week it's like every day.
And it's still every day?
Every day since then. Lenny's like, yep. Yeah, we started June 19th of 2017, so August of 2017.
I took and made a channel in April, but I never did anything until August. So that's why I say August.
Yeah.
And I never even was interested in YouTube or nothing. I used to lay on the couch, and Slim was watching that, and then he got me into it. Now he still watches it, but I'm into it more than he.
Yeah. Yes, Rob. That is one.
That's kind of like me. I just created a channel just so I could watch YouTube videos. I think I had that channel for a long time. And I came across all y'all, Omar, James, and everybody, and started been here since.
And we've been inseparable ever since.
Yep. You know, there's certain people that you just click with, and I don't know. It was something amazing.
To me, that is what true friendship is. The people that stick around through thick and thin and got your back all the time. That's the ones that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to weed out the bad seeds, but once you do, it's like
a relief.
Family you always dreamed of. But there's a lot of people on here that we wouldn't be where we are today without, and so that's one thing you just never forget.
Exactly.
You know who helped you get where you are, and you don't leave them behind.
You know, that's why I always said, you know, you never forget where you come from, because just like that, you could be way up down there again.
Yep. I was going to say something, but I can't. My memory is fading fast.
Don't say that.
Good night, Roxanne. Thank you so much for coming in.
Good night, Roxanne.
We hope you come back.
I'm going to try to do live stream more unless I don't if it gets worse. So if none of y'all see me tomorrow, y'all know why.
We don't see you now. We just see your avatar.
Y'all ain't gonna see me now either. Talk about scary.
Frankie's beautiful always.
No.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
My hair looks like a porcupine right now.
So does Mama.
I don't see you either.
Ghost Hunter, I'm fixing to get off here right now, but we'll be back on Saturday night. So if you want to come up then and kind of let us look, we'd be glad to. Oh my Lord, Rob.
Amy, it's because the crazy plane got to you. Oh my Lord.
Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna get off here because I do have to be at work in the morning.
Thank you, guys.
Huh?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. But y'all make sure y'all be watching for Twinkie tomorrow night. And then Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll be back on Saturday.
Okay.
Amy, did you get my picture on Twitter the other week? The spider one?
Mm. Yeah, I got it.
Is that the one you're talking about?
I got the spider one.
But Tim, G-Paul, Twinkie, thank y'all for coming up and text. Thank you. I know you're not listening no more, but I appreciate you coming up. That was awesome.
Night, everybody.
Good night to all. Love you all very much. Oh, I got to turn my deal on so y'all can see me.
Thank you, Joe.
Or I'm just going to be making noises
Good night,
to you.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night, Tim.
Everybody have a good night. Pleasant dream.
Gary. Go, Gary.
Ah, there you are.
What'd you say, G-Paul?
Did everybody have a good night and pleasant dreams?
Thank you very
I have
much.
to ask, did you get the egg out of your hair?
Yeah, it took a couple washes, but I got it out. By the time I got in the shower, my hair was like hard as rock.
Those pops work order though good.
All right, guys.
Bye, Smoking Joe.
Make sure you check out Twinkie tomorrow night. If she don't go on tomorrow night, she will definitely, hopefully, be on Friday night. And we'll be back Saturday. And hopefully we'll have something going on. Hopefully it's not the chocolate. Hopefully we got something going on. Anyway.
Night, Michael.
Love you guys very much. Thank y'all for coming up on the panel, guys. Love y'all.
Love y'all. Good night.
Chat. Remember, y'all mean the world to us. Love y'all. Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Not all.